Hello, this is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot. I have so much information to convey, so I'll go ahead and say this. If you want to skip to the pick a card reading exclusively, you can go ahead and check the comments. I'll leave the timestamps for each pile. I'm not gonna take comments saying that I talk too much in the beginning. If you don't want to listen, I don't care. Um, I do care to express how much I love and how much I appreciate all of your support, comments, donations. So I'll not even blink. I'll I'll not even give second thoughts to the idea of communicating and sharing a connection with the followers in the introduction section. So if that's not for you, then you can go ahead and go away. Okay, the topic for this one, for this pick a card is going to be about what do people love and adore and greatly respect about you. It's kind of a lengthy one. To be honest, I'll try to encompass all of these aspects I mentioned. Um, okay, the first thing that I wanted to say, we have new rings, okay? Um, the second thing is the fact that I decided I'm gonna do shorts with your requests. So you're going to see an update on my channel with the idea of I'll scan every single video for comments with the suggestions you have given me for reads, and I'll take notes, like I'll do in-depth reads um, in the short section, and I'll basically give you the image with the cards there. In the comments, you'll see a pinned comment with each of your piles description, meaning of the cards, and what it implies for the question highlighted. I was thinking about doing separate videos for your requests, but then again, I thought, I'm already overworked, and this format of me creating a short, writing the meaning of the cards in the comments, the way I did actually on the channel in the past. So yeah, it should work nicely because the quality will all be there. It's only the format that will change. Okay. Once again, I absolutely adore and love your support. I think I'll never get tired of saying that, but I got to a point where there were so many comments I couldn't keep up with, like liking them all in one day. So I have this like routine where I just have to check the comments and I read every single one of them. Never knew I would get so much support and feedback. So thank you so much. If I don't get in time to react to your comment, don't think that I'm gonna leave you on scene or whatever. I'm trying to answer them. Like, I'm trying to not necessarily answer because that will be that will that would require me a whole new like dimension of time I don't have, but I can definitely say I'm reading them all, okay? And the diversity, it's insane. So thank you so much for everything and the donations. That's another chapter. Like you don't know how much it means to me when people show feedback. Like it can come in different ways as confirmations, as comments, as like fragments from your life and how it combined itself with the reading. You just don't know what an impact you create on me, and I think with the comments I've already read, you're going to say the same thing, that I've made an impact because yeah, it was something I was looking at in the comments. So yeah, I think the talk section has been successfully fulfilled, ended. Okay, we will get to other details in the future as well. For this reading, we have 3 rings. The first ring, it's slightly a bigger one. It's a violet floral ring. Second ring is a bluish type of malachite color with circles, geometrical like shapes of circles, whatever. And the third pile is pink with a violet flower in the center, okay? You can expect literally anything from this reading. Yeah, and we have another comment, okay, as I was recording this. Yeah, isn't that hilarious? Um, you can expect literally anything to pop up in the reading. This could be from the past, this could be from a specific person, as well as from a group of people. Past, present, whatever. Yeah, who knows what we'll get? Could even be family members or bosses or work situations, okay? Um, the rules, don't forget, don't take what doesn't resonate with you, don't make it fit. If you don't agree with it, completely fine, don't have to take it. My readings will always be for all genders, for everyone. They are not gender specific. If I'm talking, like, let's say, if you are interested in a man, okay, and the reading talks about a woman, you have to like exchange the roles and basically think about the person or about the gender that you're interested in, so that we don't run into like miscommunications. Okay, it's like take the reading how it specifically resonates for you, okay? You can also choose multiple piles. And the last thing is use your own discernment, how it applies to you. And if you find yourself, like, let's say 70, sorry, not, yeah, 70%, okay, in the reading. If you recognize your energy in the reading, it's for you, okay? Yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the introduction. Let's go begin with pile number 1. Check the comments for the timestamps, okay? Okay, starting with pile number 1, you chose the first and biggest ring, I guess, the violet one. The first card we got is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Immediately what came to mind with this card being in reverse here is the fact that you're someone who's very established, and I feel very serious type of energy or vibe that's coming through. The page is juvenile in general energy, but in this case, it being in reverse, I feel like you are someone who gives off a very mature, a very established, stable, serious, committal also energy. Also, it's a very status quo type of feeling that I get from this card, meaning that you're someone with the characteristics of sticking to their word, taking commitments, accepting commitments, and making like following them through. Okay, the page is also in the upright position, someone who's like very unexperienced, open to new opportunities, small wins in the start and greater ones with time or with perspective. In this case, it's more so like knowing your worth, knowing your value. I feel like this is the case of people regarding you as someone who both respects themselves so well that they have no other choice but to reciprocate that, okay? This is also an energy that people love, that you're taking yourself, either yourself and both, like, and both work and yourself, like really, really seriously. I don't know why I'm stuttering today. This is also like very discerning and serious, like realistic type of energy with the page. It's not wishy-washy. It's not I will pretend something is not there till I make it happen. It's a very grounded sense of who I am, like what I am, what I'm capable of, And thus this comes with a lot of respect, responsibility, and truthful recognition of your power, both from within and from the exterior. I feel like people love the fact that you are being realistic. They love the fact that you are authentic. They love the fact that you present something real with that respect, with that responsibility in here, and that it's not something that you would aspire to do or to embody. It's more so an energy of you show it because you know you have it, because you are confident in it. These are the people from the first pile who are going to say that they can do something and they are going to make it happen. This is not false impression, or these are not people who are going to try to impress in order for them to take advantage of an opportunity or whatever, or a person. This is an energy of, I know my craft, I'll make it work for you. It's something that's coming through also from a work dimension, or from people who try to cooperate with you. They know you can be trusted. And this is something that people absolutely love and adore about you. Let's jump from this perspective to a more friendly, or like people in general. I feel like this could also talk about a sense of fashion or a taste. It's like a taste in fashion, okay? It's like a way in which you behave, show yourself to the world, that is very unique, or again, very grounded in your own sense of identity, in your own sense of expression and expression of the self, okay? I feel like this pile as well, for some reason, with clothing or with your appearance in general, there is a message of you may be wearing something, let's say, of a brand, okay? But the way in which that clothing sits on you, like stays on you, it's so unique that it raises a lot of brows. Okay, this is like this is literally the case of someone, let's say a random person would just pick up a random clothing piece and just put it on them, and it would look very weird. But when you would put it on you, it would somehow, because of your character, it would emphasize something about you that's very unique. I've seen this happen with like even memes. I saw memes about this saying that why do celebrities when they're why do sorry, why is it that when they're wearing something, let's say ugly or even like funny or whatever, or even random, it's all of the sudden the norm, or all of the sudden very fashionable, and when I as a regular person wear it, it looks stupid, or it looks ridiculous. But keep in mind, this kind of thing happens with celebrities because I feel like they have this unique energy. When they wear something, it almost accentuates or even makes it shows a different quality in them that makes this clothing, their whole energy look somehow different. Like, I don't know, something from this, it's obviously when you wear something, or when you change something in your appearance, it's very much so appreciated, it's very much so looked at as being very unique, okay? That's for sure, I can say, with this Page of Pentacles in reverse. And overall, people love the fact that you are, even like people being proud. People being proud for the fact that you are serious. Like, I would expect even people at work to be happy, or to be like somehow grateful for the fact that you participate in their life. I'll not be afraid to say that even like this will play itself out with haters, okay? So haters will be like hating on you, and at the same time learning something from you, learning something from your demeanor, attitude, and it could even be style. Okay, learning that there is something like this as well, like you can get that distinct feeling, especially I get it when I watch movies, when there is a negative character that you don't like, but they have some qualities or traits that you really admire, or that you look at them and say, this is actually really cool. I'd like to cultivate that in myself as well. Like it could be strength of character, it could be, I don't know, it could even literally be a sense of humor. Okay, and we have in here a Page of Cups. That's quite extraordinary, to be honest, because these are like polarities in here. I wasn't expecting to be met with this, but okay. I love this blend. It's like this pile is not, this is talking about different facets of your character, and I feel like what I was talking about was more a facade. It's kind of an authentic facade, to be honest. It's like you're fragmenting your personality with how you perceive, how you like to be perceived at work, or how you'd like to be perceived in general in life. Um, I was not mentioning in vain the fact that, people, they can feel that energy of like the page in here. Like this is emotionality, this is reasonable type of energy, this is loving also energy, compassionate, kind energy, okay? This is also, with this representation, talking about some sort of aspect of you being alluring. People love being in your presence. And I love the fact that we have in the center of the reading Inner Temple Devotion, tune in the portal of your heart. The page in here and this message talks about the fact that you have a very open heart, you're a very loving individual. People absolutely love to be to take part in this energy. They love to be in your proximity, in your presence. They look at you, they look up to you actually. I would expect you to be in situations where people test somehow, or they like to look up for your opinion. Okay. It's like they would like to see your reaction. They would like to see what you have on your mind. Okay. Um, God, this is so specific and funny at the same time. I feel like the page and the first message I was giving to you, it's very real, and it's about work. It's about transactions, it's about surface level interactions. It's about you having the decency to interact with people in a very balanced way, and not like jump in a conversation with feelings or with something that would be out of place, let's say. Not just to mean that emotions are out of place, but I feel like you are being calculated, you are being very discernful, or discerning, I don't know which one is right, with your energy, and how you like compartmentalize it, I guess. But it's once people get to know you beyond this Page of Pentacles in reverse, and as I said, this is very mature energy. They see that you've got like intricate dimensions to your character that are very loving, that are very okay, that are very friendly, okay? Almost with the inner temple and the portal of the heart, something about you is like way too loving, way too open. This is an energy coming to like a crossroads or cross point into spirituality, or it could be about a practice that you're doing, or about a connection, or this idea of oneness. It could also be the case. I would be like, this is so funny that it's coming through in the reading. People can't specifically put their finger on what it is that they really love about you, but they do. Okay. It's literally the situation where you cannot really say you like this person for the way they look, or do you like this person for the way they feel? And more so, it's about the way they feel around you, okay? And when you say something like how you feel, or this person makes me feel good, it's almost like, how can you explain it? You can't really explain it, can you? And it's literally the same energies, the same imprint. I also feel like at first people could be a little bit hesitant or even distant or even avoidant with you because of this Page of Pentacles, because there is some sort of mature energy that's coming through that's making people feel like, this person is not that friendly, or this person is way too focused on what they want or their needs or their work. Okay, can also be the case in here. But no, it like this facade, this whole misconception is being dropped as the inner temple, like, energy comes through, and it's like you let people into your life slowly, but steadily, slowly, but surely, And I love about this pile the fact that you are someone who's not going to like jump into the relationship or into the situation and rescue everyone, take care of everyone. It could be that you, like, some people are doing that, and if it's fine for you, it's okay. Because this is also very kind, loving energy, but there is something about you as well that calls people into your energy. Okay, it's like, they can't help but be drawn to you, whether you want that or not, whether you make the effort to actually draw people in. Really doesn't matter in this case. I'm just reading information, but you look at this page, the third card from the top of the reading. You've got a lot of like people in your proximity that are basically feeling at ease, at peace, very harmonious, very, very, very balanced, happy in your presence. It's as if you kind of bring people's inner children out, the way I gasped the messages. There's so many. I'm afraid to miss something, but it's like there is something about your energy that makes people's hearts, souls dance. I would not be surprised if you have also people around you, either at work or in general, that they say or they feel like time passes real quickly when you're around because they feel so good. Okay, very, very balanced, very. And also, there is some sort of very beautiful energy I'm picking on right now. There are daring people to want to be in your presence more because they feel like this connection is going to lead you or them or you both into something new that they haven't seen or felt. Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like being surprised by the possibility, it's the feeling of I don't know what is possible, with this person. I don't know if we continue this, where is this going to lead us? And what I mean by that, it's like usually when you know people, let's say when you meet someone and you kind of like get to know them and you know their interests, they're very, it could be about predictability in general. In this pile, it's completely the opposite. It's completely like, I don't know what will happen next, or I don't know where fate will lead us together, or it's like you can come off as very unpredictable and loving at the same time, to the point where the people around you don't literally know what's your next move going to be, but they somehow trust that it's going to be safe. It's not going to be like a backstabbing situation. It's like a good unpredictability, where people are awaiting or would expect to be pleasantly surprised by you. It's that kind of feeling where you get presents and you've got a present, but you don't really know what's inside. And also, it's like the same imprint of an energy in here. It's like we don't know what we'll get with you today or tomorrow, but we are happy to be a part of it. I feel like this is not random. I feel like this is not a coincidence. I feel like this is a result of something that you did inside of yourself. Because with the inner temple and with the portal of the heart and devotion, this is either a spiritual practice, or this could be like devotion in the sense of you could be, some of you maybe will be religious, some of you will follow like some sort of beliefs or something. In either case, doesn't really matter, because what matters is the fact that you are impacting yourself on your heart level. And this expansion, this opening of the heart, is being met with a lot of joy, gratitude, recognition. And I will not be afraid to say that truly people don't want you to know how much they're attached. Okay, there is a lot of unspoken information for this pile in regards to how much people like keep you close to their hearts. um, Perhaps because you haven't really been asking or looking for it. And I'm like, okay, let's just reveal that to them, because something about this pile is very sacred. About this heart space, it's like a very sacred space in which you invite people, in which you and it can be funnily enough, the information that's coming through, it's like unwilling, not unwilling, it could be unconsciously doing so. You could be catching yourself in situations where you could literally say thank you, or you could literally just give a kind gesture to someone, and this person could be immediately feeling boosted. They could be immediately feeling like they are now in a good mood because of that. And it's like, something about this pile being kind and considerate and compassionate, it's so natural to you that it's almost being made on an autopilot, but not because you are like indifferent, but because it's like a second nature. This is honestly absolutely stunning and hilarious to find in the reading, because again, such unique, distinctive energies, you cannot predict what will show itself up. Blossoming energy, shining type of energy, welcoming. You are a very welcoming person, or that's how the cards see you, or people around see you. Also very discerning type of person, and as I said, compartmentalizing your attitude and the way in which you present yourself to the world in the specific context of your life. Okay, again, it's like you're not going to be that kind of person who's going to jump in society and like all of a sudden be loving with everyone. No, you're going to be very calculated and discerning with the way in which you show that compassion and love, in a very like calculated way, for it to be perceived in the right way. And I feel like this is really, really useful and important, because you can be loving, you can be kind, but if you approach people in the wrong moods, in the wrong way, or in ways in which they deem it to be unacceptable for them, then it's kind of wasted. And I feel like this pile has either maybe learned, or you've got like enough awareness to know how to approach people at the right time in the right place, you know. It's like also like a timing in your actions, or in your, like, a very timing oriented person. I feel like you feel time in a very intuitive or very intricate way. It's like, you know when to approach a person, you know when to say a kind word, and it's going to be taken really well, like at the right time in the right place. Again, very connected to the emotions, yours, people's, both, whatever. Yeah, I can't believe we have three cards and I've already been talking about this for 23 minutes, but yeah, let's see what else we have in here. You know, the irony or the humor of the cards, I guess, yeah, it's incredible. We have another five cards in here, and we have another page of pentacles being in reverse, and we have another representation of a person with a lot of like things around, surrounded by them. Like in this case, the first case were like with page of cups, like fish in general, but in this case it's like butterflies, you know. And might I say that we also have two major arcanas representing wisdom, knowledge, and like experience, being like the Hierophant and the Hermit. Yeah, they this pile, definitely you are either like practitioners of some sort of thing. This could be literally meditation, yoga, whatever, a spiritual practice, whatever means to you, like this, whatever. It cannot be otherwise, because, or if not, it can be talking about the fact that you are very experienced or very wise. The Hierophant is also what people adore and like about you, that you have like a word, or like a word of advice for every single situation in life, or every possible situation in life, you know. With the Hermit, it's like this came with a lot of struggle, this came with a lot of experience, a lot of trial and error. I feel like you were working on yourself, like it's coming off like you were like polishing yourself as a diamond, you know, like how you'd polish a diamond, this is how you polished yourself. And this is emotional work, also emotional turmoil you maybe have been through. And you know, it's like you wanted to give yourself and the world something that you didn't have in the past, and I want to say this is a confirmation that it's working. The times that you were isolating, the times in which you were working on yourself, this is all paying itself off in the best way possible, and especially with the portal of your heart. If anything, it made you a more loving person. If anything, it made you a more compassionate, open, and very kind person. It's it's usually like, or it's like that meme where, you know, very nice, reasonable people, when you get to know them, when you get to ask them about their life story, and you find the horrors that they went through for this heart opening to take place in a very chaotic way. And I want to say it's incredible how this pile, you are being loved for, in here it's like the result of this. When people get to know you better or closer, they would literally be surprised of like how much you've been through. This is no joke fascinating, because, and I'll actually a little bit sad, because I feel like you had to go through all of this alone. And this point of loving everyone, it's like this wasn't the case for, this wasn't the case for you throughout your whole journey. You've been through some great stuff in here that were very painful. Because of the abundance of this black color, you know, like darkness surrounding the characters of the cards, for some reason, it's like it could literally be the case that you had to undergo a lot of dark nights of the soul, or situations, unpleasant ones, emotional ones that required you, or unfortunately you had to go through this alone. I see a very close breakage point in the past. I see a very close moment to I can't make it work. I can't deal with it anymore. But it all came to like an end, and you came into a better version of yourself. We have the last card, the blank card. It's like maybe the journey is not over. Maybe you'll have to yet go through things that will refine you in a better quality, but I want to say this is not something easy. But so far, I want to say with the experience you've already learned, you've already taken, and with the openness of your heart, it's only gonna get a little bit more easy because you've got like the actual experience going for you, and it's not going to be the first time. It's like a message coming through with reassurance that you've been there, and therefore you're going to make it work again and again, just like you did countless times before. Um, Trust me when I say that this time, if you're going to get through another dark night of the soul in the future, whatever, I don't care when that is going to happen, at least it's going to happen with the realization that you've been there, and you know that it's there for a reason and it's temporary. And also, what's here that was missing in the past was the fact that you are going to get and have and remember that you've got a lot of support and the impact that you've made on a lot of people's lives. And that will not make you stop. That will not make you feel like you are doing nothing or you're doing and it's all in vain, you know. It's going to make you feel like you have to make it, you have to endure, or you have to make it work. You know, you have to push through it, both for yourself in the first place, but also for all the people that you have impacted, for all the people's hearts that you've touched, and for the new dimension of love that's waiting for you as a result of this transformation. I want to say this is the ride for you. This is like a roller coaster of sorts, but with the pile number one, you've got a huge line of supporters watching all of this and saying that, like, remember this. They are saying that you impacted them, you left a mark, you left an imprint on their life by just your mere presence. And they want to say as well that if it weren't for you, many wonderful things, many fascinating, unpredictable, happy stuff would not be possible. So think about this, remember this, make a tattoo, I guess. I don't know. Just stick to it and remember that the impact that you've made so far, it's worth all of the battles that you've been through, because I see alleviation of suffering, I see healing, I see a better quality of people's hearts by just you being you, by you being there in their space. Them saying like, how would you possibly imagine, or how would we imagine living a mediocre life or a painful life without this like person's presence into our life, which is literally feeling to me like a kiss of grace, you know. I know it's like from Russian, I don't know how to translate it. It's like Тихая гавань, This is going to be the Russian version. It's basically the idea of like a peaceful bay. It's like a place where people come for comfort. And this doesn't mean that you're a psychologist, it can be also. But this is like a place of comfort where people can come, can stay, rejuvenate, remember who they are, and they can step back into their life with a renewed sense of purpose, love, and change as a result of your kindness. And they remember that, and they say, you know, I've been there, I felt peaceful, I felt better with this person in my life. Or you can be that kind of person people remind themselves of and say, you know, I was miserable, but with this person at least I felt like I had something, like I had someone by my side, and it was bad, but I wasn't alone, which would make it even worse if I were alone, if which would make it miserable if I were to be alone. You could have been, you can also be that person to hold someone else's hand while they're going through turmoil. And you cannot, like, you can just be there, not interfere, let the person go through it, not attach yourself or that person to yourself, but say, I'm gonna be here for you. This is, to sum it up, the energy of what people love, adore, and really, really respect about you, pile number one. I really hope you are proud of yourself. If you're here, if you're not gone, that means it's about you. So I can't even take credit for that kind of energy. I'm only a channel for this, but it's I don't even want to talk too much about it. It's like when you see a flower bloom, you just want to let it be there. You even would like to hide it from the world so that nobody comes in and basically plucks it out, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to talk too much about it. I want you to know it, and that's all. It's like I don't want to talk too much about it for the sake of like leaving you blossom like you did, like you do, like you always did, you know, blossoming in silence, leaving a quiet to not so quiet imprint or impact on people's lives. Let's keep it a secret. Um, Something that's coming through, I don't know. It's like, let's keep it a secret. Let's keep you blossoming for yourself first and for the recognition that you get. Okay, thanks for watching. If you mind, I would love to hear from you in the comment section, you saying that you chose pile number one. If you don't, that's completely fine. You can as well like, you can as well subscribe if you want, check out the old videos as well. And I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care, pile number one. Okay, moving on to pile number two. It shows the smaller ring with like with circles. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, I guess. Let's see, we have the Nine of Pentacles. What do people love, adore, and really respect about you? Okay, this is a card of abundance, luxury, and independence for me. This is also resourcefulness and as well a quality of being happy by yourself. This is also the opposite of vampirism, okay? Something about this pile talks about an aspect of I'm not gonna take what's not mine. I'm not gonna take what's yours. I'm not gonna take what doesn't belong to me. Not only because it's not mine, but because also I would like to create something for myself. What does this mean? I would expect this pile to have an energy of a personal brand, a personal imprint into this life, a personal way in which they're going to make money, a personal way in which they're going to make themselves known. This is not slack off type of energy. This is not easy win. This is not fast win. This is a very, like, I absolutely love how I recognize not only myself, but a whole line of people in my life, from my friends, who embody that kind of energy, where it's, you see, these people are not going to be the ones who are going to make money out of something that's going to be quick, profitable, lying, scheming, whatever. This is more exchange of value. This is more, I bring something of value to you, and if you want to feel like, if you want to take it, if you want to show that you care for it, if you want to show that you appreciate it, then I'm here for it. I'm working on it. It's like, this is not also about money, but this is also about how you're making this money, how you're making this abundance. This is also about popularity, but how you make this popularity, because there are ways in which you can make yourself be popular, which can be manipulative, can be lying, can be inauthentic. So this pile is strongly coming through in this energy of resourceful, but in my name, resourceful but in my condition, on my own terms, on my own terms and conditions. This is also for me a very moral energy, meaning that kind, honest, and decent work, also it being rewarded. This is also because we're talking about what people love and admire and respect about you. This is this kind of attitude. This is an attitude that encompasses the idea of not only creating something for the sake of it or for the sake of material gain, but also for the sake of impact. This is also artist kind of energy. This is also luxurious life. Maybe not in the beginning, maybe not, like as I said, short term gratification, but long-term gratification. This is the kind of energy where you see people building success, happiness, or long-lasting things in a very slow but very wise, foundational, and not hurrying anywhere type of manner. Okay. I feel like also you're generally very established in the idea of your personal idea of success, and you're very admired for the fact that you don't follow the agenda of the society or the agenda of what is recognized universally as success. This can literally be as money, but also, like, let's say if being successful means having this type of car and a house in like a specific country, you can question, you can challenge that belief. And I would say you can be even more successful in the long term, or even right now you could have the seeds of like promise in that regard, but you're going to be like, yeah, I kind of did that out of the fact that it felt natural to me, but not because someone else told me to do it, or as if I felt like I was pushed into it by agendas of people around me, whatever. It's like also a very grounded, a very not guarded, but as I said, my boundaries, my territory, my rules, my life, that kind of meme. In the good sense, I want to say people look at you, and they look and realize that you're building your own empire. This starts small, or maybe for some of you, it can even start big. It can literally be as simple as you making your bed in a very distinct or comfortable way for you. This is also attention to detail, attention to how you dress, attention to how you present yourself to the world. It's very deeply thought of. It's very intricate. It's very like it's almost like the image that's coming to mind is, let's say, let's think about something that's AI generated, and let's think about an art piece that's intricately made, like in detail, by a person's hand, with their soul invested in it. This is basically about you. It's like the difference between clothing piece made by hand and a clothing piece made by a machine. And I'm not meaning to compare that the machine is inferior or whatever, but I want to say there are differences, and there are differences in quality and in the final product. And this file as well as the reason why something, or always something that's handmade is going to be superior in quality over something that's automatically made, quickly made, without soul in it. Something about this file is very much so soul-like or soul invested. Everything that you touch, everything that you leave in your presence, or in like as you depart from, or as you go from one place to another, it leaves a mark, it leaves an imprint. It's like, have you seen, like, I don't know if you've seen that, but I definitely did. When I was little, I used to basically like go in nature with family and or in parks, and I would usually see these crowns of like flowers being made by, I guess, I don't know, other uh, girls or maybe other people. I don't know which is the case. But you'd look at this and be like, whoa, like nature itself is very beautiful, but when you see someone like giving their contribution or like making something out of it, it's almost as if I was looking at a crown and with flowers and saying, this is like art. This is like something picked from nature, which is extremely, like, it's genius, insanely beautiful, and it's being touched by a human hand, like a human soul. And almost it came with a feeling of pity for the fact that the flowers are going to wither away, and all we have is like this moment of, I saw this crown and the feeling I got. um yeah, I would expect this file. If you're not into art, that's completely fine. You could be a creator at your heart. You could be someone seeing who's being seen as different in the sense of the richness or the expansion of your soul, okay, which manifests itself. Funnily enough, it almost as if it leaks out. It's almost as if you can't help but shine with that kind of energy. So uh, stuff like that you'd see where people could talk in a very blunt way in society or in places in general, and you could come in and express something, and people could be like literally looking, staring, and not understanding what struck them, because they see something very so unique, so I want to say, I wouldn't be surprised if this pile attracts a lot of attention, whether you're guilty of it or not, or whether you're conscious of it or not. This card shows a person who likes the spotlight. This is a card of someone who knows that they are capable or more than capable and actually enjoying the fact that they are in the spotlight, and it's not because they're desperate for it. It's because they have something to show. It's because they are not afraid to show the world that they are beautiful. Okay. Also, I love this energy of non-interference that I'm picking up on, or non-intrusion. You're not going to be that kind of person to come into someone else's life or lives and dictate rules, what's right from what's wrong. You're going to be more so that kind of person who's going to assert an example with your own behavior, and you're going to realize and show the consequences of that behavior to people around you, and you're going to leave that room or open window of opportunity for them to realize whether they want to live that kind of life, make the same choices as you did or not. You're not going to pester, you're not going to basically just sit there and moralize. Despite the fact that or not despite, even with the fact that you can be quite the moral person in here, but again, not because you have this code of honor, but because it comes natural to you, because there is a way to live life which is very actually normal, very profitable in a good sense, and in a decent way. It's actually very ecological, it's very cooperative, and you can be successful and kind, you can be successful and decent, you can be successful and be a human being. You can also be successful and be an artist, breaking stereotypes. I would expect this pile to break stereotypes like it's something like you would break these so easily, like you would go shopping or you'd go cook something. That's the energy that I'm picking on. Very also proud, very proud of who I am. Okay, it's people look at that and say, healthy self-esteem, healthy self-confidence. They look at it and say, yeah, I should be like that. Oh God, we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? In reverse. Yeah, let's keep it in reverse because I was just wanting to read it. Let's not mistake pile number two's non-interference with lack of character or lack of fire, because with the crumbling, I want to say you do have quite the character in here, okay? It being in reverse, it says it could have been that the case that you were working on yourself so diligently that eventually it came to the point of you not feeling the need to necessarily be as active, or like your involvement in what's right, wrong, maybe it got diminished over time and you kind of started to guard your peace. What people love about you is the fact, I feel like the first cards are more so about the facade, and then we have the deeper aspects, which I absolutely love. Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you are more focused right now on self-love, and I absolutely want to congratulate you. The first energy I got from this reading is very applaudable. It's something that I aspire to go to, because the Nine of Pentacles, it's very independent kind of energy. It's almost close to the Ten of Pentacles, stable in my own way, stable in my own on my own terms, on my own conditions. It's that kind of energy where you don't expect or you don't want something to fulfill that inner void. It's something that you want to be happy by yourself first, and you cannot step into that quality when you're clinging on to something from the exterior, okay? It could be the case that you were diligently working on yourself, and with the crumbling, you are now, like in reverse, you are now guarding your peace, or not. Like, guarding is actually a little bit exaggerated because it comes naturally to you. Right now, the energy you are in, it's very much so looked at with a lot of respect, love, and admiration. I want to say people want to be like you. They aspire to have that kind of independence, that kind of non-interference, or that kind of I don't need every single one of you to be happy. I can invite you in my presence, I can invite you for tea, but I don't expect you to stay. Maybe if you don't feel like this is you right now, it could be talking about something that you are working through or you are becoming, someone who you are becoming. But I want to say with this lady in here, with the first card holding like this bird, you invite a lot of people with that kind of energy. You invite a lot of admirers, supporters, people who look at you and say, not only I want to be like them, I would like to hang out with them. I'd like to get to know them better, but not because I want to get like attached, though it could be that people can be attached to you. But from the distance because of this independence type of energy. I want to say, can't believe I'm saying this on my channel, but with the Queen of Cups, I feel like you are, it's the first time I feel like this is a person who is keeping their love, their energy for a very, very, very special occasion or for a very special individual who's going to see them fully. And also, I feel like you are feeling in general like people around you, even these who are hanging out and keeping their distance, they're feeling that they're actually out of league with you. And it feels to me like you are waiting for this person to step in and for you to be all there for the relationship. Like, not gonna lie, this is going to be an energy of someone who you definitely like call people in, but then you're kind of discerning where and how you're going to let these people, like how close they're going to get. And I feel like there is a very sacred space, a very sincere, sacred, and one person type of space where this person is going to be your all and everything, okay? But again, it's like a relationship of, it's not a joined to the hip type of thing, even though it can be for some of you, and if you feel like it's fine, that's completely okay. I've heard that there is such a thing where people, when they get close and close and closer, there is going to be this paradox where they're so close that they keep like a distance and they trust each other to have their lives, and they can meet at times in that shared sense of love. This can definitely be about this pile. I feel like I don't know, this is a specific message aside from the general message, but you have one thing of a facade or a way in which you present yourself to the world, and you have like a treasure inside of you. You have a treasure, you have like a whole garden of love, peace, and boundless love that you're waiting to give to someone who's going to be sincere enough, who's going to be decent enough, who's going to be kind and compassionate and mature enough and aware enough to not step as a thief, to not step into this garden as a barbarian and basically destroy everything. It could be the case that in the past this thing was happening. I feel like you are guarding your peace for a very special person. I'm almost wondering what's the meaning. Okay, and we have the lovers. Yeah, I was wondering why this message came through. It means with the lovers card that your waiting is not in vain. And this is not a coincidence, and this is not a case where you're meant to wait for this forever, okay? Yeah. I'm fascinated by this. There is also a message of people are wondering, like from your lovers type of spectrum, who is it that you're going to end up with? Like, we have to know. Okay. Yeah, seven of cups, a card of choices. who is going to be the lucky person that this pile is going to end up with. They want to know, like they want to know. They can't sleep at night. They want to know. This pile as well, there is a message of, they kind of feel this garden, they kind of feel this treasure that you're having inside of you, but they know they're out of your league. They know that you're not going to let them in for some reason. Yeah, for some reason it's for them, but I'll tell you the reason is the fact that they're not, let's say, decent enough to show safety or trust that they're not going to step as barbarians in that kind of sacred space. And I want to say, this is not like selective love, this is not withholding love because people are not worthy of it. No, it's you want someone who's going to be decent enough not to underestimate, not to treat you in the wrong kind of way. That, and also who you'd like to have, who's basically going to recognize, see, understand, and not monetize, but place value and understand the value of what you provide. Because again, I could bring an example for you to understand what I'm talking about. There is no need for a genius artist being born in a family of talented mathematicians, okay, or scientists. If you're going to be placed in surroundings where your talents, your value is not being recognized, it's very toxic. It's not going to be right for you. And I feel like you know this better, even better than I do. But you don't need a person who is going to overlook the true value of what you present. It's like, let's say you give a person a diamond or a diamond ring, and they look at this ring and say, like, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what a diamond is. Not even to say how much it's worth. Okay, so who wants that? Who wants that kind of situation? Who wants that kind of situation where you know how much value this diamond ring is, and you hand it to someone who's basically ignorant, okay, of its value? You don't want that. And to say the least, and I'm that kind of person to throw this person out. Like, yeah, I don't want to be a bad person right now, but I'm very ruthless with that kind of thing because I was underestimated. Not really, but my value was not recognized way too many times for me to not be hyper aware of that. And I want you to be hyper aware of that with this reading, because I want you to understand that the set of the things that I've seen in the first card in the beginning of the reading deserves a very worthy, a very, very intricate and abundant, internally and externally, whatever type of person. You deserve someone who's going to love and feel you deeply, okay? Feel you deeply enough to let you flourish, let you have your independence, and let you have this relationship, and you have them as well like a bonus, and share this overflow of love, you know? Yeah, for some reason, it's interesting because with the next cards in here, with the next 5 of them, we have the 6 of Wands in the reverse. This is interesting because it feels like you're that kind of person to walk away from conflicts, but not because you are defeated, but because actually you would like to keep your peace, you'd like to guard your peace. It's almost, and it's something that I definitely lack, it's the ability to not want to quarrel, to not want to actually pick fights, but to genuinely just understand that this energy better be directed at something more foundational or beneficial in my life rather than waste it on revenge. It can also be the case that you're that kind of person to walk away from conflicts without needing to create or to bring retribution. Again, or this can be the case that you're not focusing on it as much, or you're not playing the victim. This is interesting because, again, this pile, just like one, has been working on themselves very, very diligently, powerfully. I feel like this is also, the work is not done, just like in pile number one. But this could have been actually depression. I'm not a psychologist. Use your own discernment with these messages, but this is like very slow, very I don't know what to do with my life type of energy, or nobody wants me, or I have no one to have by my side. Like I have nobody to trust in or to rely on. Or with this Empress, it's like you could have had people, but they were not, like they were out of your league. Okay, we have the Hangman and the Emperor. Yeah, I wanted to clarify the Emperor, and we've got the World in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse. Also the Hanged Man in reverse. I felt like if you have been inquiring about the fact that will I be alone forever? Okay, that's the kind of thing. Or will I be that kind of person who's basically going to live by themselves and not give my cup to anyone? Or if you are with someone else, or like with a person that you're currently having not, like you're having blockages with that person, it's giving that don't lose hope. If you are inquiring about this, the World, the Hanged Man, the Four of Wands, there is going to be breakthrough in whatever situation you are in right now. But the more important lesson that you have to learn still with this Nine of Pentacles, it's how you're going to either embody it and go in the Ten of Pentacles, or it's going to be about learning to love yourself first, giving yourself the love you want to receive from someone else. Or if you're not going to resonate with that energy, it's going to be about literally that idea. I found that it shook me to the core, that we fall in love with people that we're meant to solve traumas with. I was shocked by this and how true it was, because the people I fell in love with, they were literally mirrors of relationships with like family dynamics and core wounding being bubbled out to the surface. Literal disbelief when I've heard that, and it's from Michael Brown, Unconscious Definition of Love, something like this. It's like our subconscious mind, something along the lines of our subconscious mind trying to recreate the patterns from our childhood in order for us to relive them and basically integrate them, basically make them come to an emotional resolution by just feeling them. It can literally be the case that you are tired of situations with love that are heavily disappointing. There is hope. There is hope for renewal in here. With the Nine of Pentacles, it feels to me like I should tell you that you are on the right track. I feel like you have to build you have to build your own type of empire or garden in here, where you are feeling like you are the best of the best on your own. And the energy I get for you to understand, like I hate when there is ambiguity around this whole message. When someone is busy pursuing love interests, it means that their life is not full with meaning. What do I mean by that? I found myself looking for love. I found myself looking for relationships when I felt like I, with myself, me, and my mission, was not there, was not fully, let's say, being brought to my awareness. Why am I saying that? When you're focused on your mission, when you're focused, and it's not life purpose. It's not life purpose, it's as simple as what I want to accomplish today, what makes me wanna get out of bed, and I can't wait to do it. And in many cases, this is tarot readings for me. For you, it can be like a vague idea of something that you wanted to do for a very long time and you just didn't have the time, okay? You just didn't have the energy, I guess. And it can be emotions that are getting in the way. Because of this Four of Cups in reverse, I feel like you are getting there, okay? Whatever it is that you are investing in, it can be also mental health, okay? Like working on that. But specifically, if you are busy with your own emotions, with your own processes, with your own healing, if this is not healing, and if you are kind of like at that point, at that tipping point, you are where you are like doing something for fun, you're going to be so busy on it to the point where a relationship is going to be a bonus, a cherry on top of the cake. And that kind of person who's going to step into your life, they're going to respect that. They're going to understand that you with the Nine of Pentacles are someone who's resourceful, who's very independent, who's very content with the person I live with, and that's myself. Like, what do I want? What is important for me? What does Michael want to do today? How does Michael feel today? And this is like not to make it sound in a very weird way. You are your own partner, and you have to take care of that partner. You have to take care of that partner's needs, wants, expectations, desires, how well they feel, how well rested they feel, how happy they are, you know. And when a partner is going to come, I don't want to make it like a triangle situation, but it's going to be an alignment, because like you know what, like blank your name, like I know what Michael wants, and I know this is far more important. And this person is going to know as well, like I'm more important and my happiness is more important, and they're not going to play, they're not going to pretend like they are more important than the partner, which is you, who is you, uh, who you are living with is, you know. Basically, you got the point. And I love that we have this conjoined twins image in here. When you're going to be busy building your own dream life, and this is literally not that manifestation blathering thing, it's literally creating life by your own definition in your own rules. Like, trust me, if you want your house rearranged, if you want, if you have plans, if you saw something on the internet that you really wanted, or you wanted to create, or you wanted to make, you've been waiting on it, but you were constantly postponing it because of some other reason or some other people, or maybe if you have a partner, like all my life is gravitating or rotating around this person. No, please, like listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Nine of Pentacles. Discover your own kingdom, okay? Or queendom, whatever it is for you, okay? Discover that doesn't really matter the person. I don't want to curse. I don't want to edit this because I'm tired. I've done that. I'm not gonna curse anymore, okay? editing these, it's such a pain. Not gonna curse, I swear. Um, build your own kingdom. There is no person, there is no person on this earth except you who's more worthy of attention, love, and contribution than you are. And trust me, when you're going to step into that kind of realization power and take action on it, you're going to have people at your feet like you won't even care. You won't even care, you know? But that's like, I read people's energy, I read people's faces, I even read their like hands, whatever, like, and the energy that they exude. And when I see celebrities on the internet, they have this energy. They have this poise, they have this resourcefulness. And when I listen to the interviews, these people left their previous friend circles. These people went through relationships that were disgusting, okay, with situations that were horrible. And these people went on with their own personal name, with their own personal self in this life, and they achieved fascinating things. And you look at them and say, yes, you did the right thing. I want you to shine. I want you to be like them. I want you to be, not be like them, but be yourself in the same quality that are they they are themselves. Okay, this is about this pile. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is not afraid of being myself. This is not afraid of showing myself. This is not afraid of asserting, and not also asserting, but this is like a challenge to the world. I show myself because I am here. Like, I'm worthy of showing myself because I have a lot on my mind. I have my own uniqueness to show to the world. And you don't, like, with this channel, I realized I live in such a bubble of self-limiting beliefs and views on myself that I was missing on such lovely comments and so many expressions of gratitude for just expressing myself into this world. Gosh, I wish I knew that when I was a little bit more like younger. Someone told me this, like, express yourself as much as you can in the world and in the way in which you want, because that's more valuable than gold is, that's more valuable than jewels, than diamonds, than platinum, whatever. You being out there and expressing in your own authentic, unique self. And it's going to conquer the mountains, okay? That was all pile number 2. I wasn't expecting to go on a rant, and I wasn't expecting to go so far from the what people love and adore about you, but I guess I was talking in the first part of the reading, so that's not my fault. It's yours because you come with these energies in here in the reading. So this time I won't be blaming the cards. This time I'll be blaming you because, yeah, it's my hobby. Okay. Take care. Please do mind leaving a comment that you're pile number 2 if you want. I'm not forcing anything. Yeah. Comment, like, subscribe, check out the old videos as well, and I hope to see you in the future readings. Take care. Okay, moving on to pile number 3. You chose the pink ring, and the last pile for this reading. Let's see what people absolutely love and adore about you and respect, okay? I don't know how I'm gonna word this in the title, but yeah. And we have the Page of Swords, okay? The page in general, it's very... in this case, I feel it's very refreshing, new, almost like... I'm looking at this earth and it's like terraforming for some reason came through. It's like very flexible, mobile in change, and also very revolutionary, okay? For some reason, also what came through was the fact that you know a lot. You can be a very intellectual person, a very this is richness in thought, in discussion, in like a very interesting person to debate with, and also promising and very ambitious. Okay, promising in the sense of something about this card says like it's too much. It's like it's too much that like they've got too much ambition, like they got too much drive, or the amount of how many things you want to accomplish or do at the same time is like too much. Okay, something along the lines of this. Also, it could be the fact that people admire your attitude of wanting to know everything and wanting to succeed at everything. It's you make people envious because it feels like there are many people around you who are more so on the spectrum, like maybe latent or lacking ambition or initiative. And in this case, it's like, how is it that you've got so much energy and drive to know and to understand everything and to want to succeed at everything? Okay, that's definitely what's coming through with this card, and it's like very mutable, flexible, ever-changing type of energy, meaning that you could be learning something and be on to the next one, and you kind of have this in your toolbox, like you kind of have it in your own experience, box, case, whatever. It's very much like daring kind of energy. People love that initiative, people love that character complexion in this case, and yeah, it's a bit tumultuous and a bit intense for a lot of people, but they've got their eyes on you. I feel like also you're in for the big game, you know. It's like when you bet, when you bet on something, you bet on it wholeheartedly. Also, it's as if, you know, when you take a risk, you take it and you go for it. It's like a very lively pile as well, a very driven, again, very ambitious, very almost as if it feels to me like you could have such ambitions and such ideas in life. They're so powerful that people around you could be even envious about how is it that you want these and how is it that you're going to achieve them. But it's like the regular demographic doesn't even have the power or the energy to want to achieve something, and you're like, I'm gonna put my mind to it and I don't care, I'm gonna make it work, you know, or I better make it work for me and everything is going to work out for me. I feel like this is a very bashful, also very proud energy, almost like, if nobody believes in me, I don't care because I will believe in myself. And I want to say this is applaudable in the case where, you know, people are generally, if not afraid to dream, they're more so stopping there. Like if they are dreaming about something, if they dream big, they kind of stop it there. In your case, people admire and love and respect the fact that you not only dream about it, but you have the fire, you have the drive, you have the initiative to make it work. You have the initiative or the spark to make it work, but not out of desperation, but almost as if, you know, out of daring, like almost as if taking on like a challenge, or out of taking on this challenge thing of like, you know, this is the case of people who were being told like, yeah, we're never gonna be rich, unfortunately, or there are circumstances that are preventing us from becoming something, or you can't really be that person, or you can't be that successful person, or you can't be a singer because you don't know how to sing, or you won't become someone because you're terrible at it. You know, this part is like, you better challenge me and I'll better show you that I can. But it also is like, I will show it not to you but to myself that I can make it work. This is also an energy of blank slate. It's the excitement when, like, my personal excitement with this, it's when I get a new game and I get to start this game and I'm like this excited, scattered person who's frantically learning the game mechanics, or at the beginning of a movie and you don't know anything and you're like kind of learning everything, and you get this drive and passion to study the lore, to study the characters, to study what's happening. Like, it's that kind of energy. And you'd say that this is only a beginning phase, and it's like it's not about achievement in here, it's about the joy of the journey itself, the joy and the excitement of what is possible, like what am I capable of doing. Or this could also be a pile that it is actually discovering who they are in this active phase of pursuit. And there is a lot of there are a lot of people looking at you, observing you, and understanding that with that kind of daring energy you're going to go very, very far. Okay. Also, there is envy, I want to say strongly in here, and it's like a feeling of we would like to be like them. We would like to have this optimism, this drive, this whole direction in life, just like they do. But yeah, it's like kind of unreachable for some people for some reason, or it's just like it could be talking about character traits in general that you possess. Okay, that make it seem or make it possible for you to have this very expansive sense of what is possible for me. Okay. um when I see this energy, I want to say this, when I see this energy, it's a guarantee that things are not going to get stagnant, things are not going to stop at some point and be like in this stalemate or stale point of like blockage, or like a swamp type of energy, where there is no movement forward. This is not talking about stability, but this is talking about transformation and revolution. And revolution in knowing yourself, in trying as many things as possible, and seeing who you are, like exerting yourself into this world. People kind of envy and also at the same time admire the fact that you show yourself, or you want to discover yourself so much in your expression in comparison with this world. It almost feels like people are too blocked in their own traumas or own problems to even have time for the things that you do. Or they see you as a very passionate or um, inspiring individual. Okay, they're saying like, why are we like in our free time, why are we just resting and hanging out when this person is constantly doing something, learning something, aspiring to do something. And it's like, also like, we would like to be like this, but also we would like to actually have fun and rest. So yeah, I don't care. It's like they would like to have both, but they obviously lack the spirit that you do possess in here. It's like also people learn from that, or you're like a very interesting person to look at or to study, especially with this Page of Swords. It's like a very observant, spying type of card. I would expect you to have a lot of people talking about you, trying to dig up information about you, trying to know who you are, what you're doing, how it is that you are making your life work for you, and what's the next project, what's the next thing that you're pursuing, or what's the next thing that you're working on. It's an informational overload in here with this card, to be honest, but yeah, it's main character type of energy. And it's quite funny because maybe this pile doesn't feel this way with this page in here. You could be like literally so busy on your adventure that you don't even care, or you don't even stop to care what others think. But in this tumultuous energy, know that you've got a lot of spectators, okay? Yeah, definitely. We have in here the Nine of Wands, and I would like you to stop at it and look at the fact that we have this, um, I don't know, I forgot how this is called, but it's definitely about spying. Someone is looking at you, someone is trying to understand what you're studying, what you're made of, trying to predict also your next step. It's like a chameleon in here, like pretending to be like this wallpaper, whatever. Um, and this we have this unsuspecting girl reading a book. I feel like this is about you, you know. We also have the age of light, light, light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. This is so interesting because the energies and the message is so specific. You know, this is giving me like a person from like sports or someone who's constantly in competition with themselves. I feel like people generally love, admire, and appreciate that energy of constant competition and constant desire for change and for evolution. I feel like the core aspect for this pile, the core like archetype with this pile, it's about like change, transformation, and pushing the limits of what's possible. Um, and you being fixated upon it like it's your purpose or something. You know, I would expect this pile to be these people who are like the general demographic could be sleeping, slacking off, maybe like relaxing, and there is nothing wrong with that. Well, you could be that person to train, or you could be that person to try some other new quest, new thing, and kind of doing that in solitude. I don't know what you're doing specifically, but I feel like you're so diligently working on it that it's almost you are like transforming and pushing this whole activity or this whole domain to a whole new level. Or you could be that person to strike a milestone in your area of activity, okay, whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like it involves pushing yourself past what has been previously accomplished and what people love, but actually it's like envy, like it's a lot of envy from this pile. It's like madly passionate about something and people recognize, see it, and are feeling a little bit left out, not good enough, okay. We have the Five of Pentacles clarifying the Page of Swords. I feel like also this is fascinating, to be honest, to have in the reading. I feel like you started somewhere. I was talking about a beginning or a blank slate, and it's all talking about being self-made, okay? It's all an energy of specifically you choosing, almost as if you chose to be thrown into life, as if you were thrown into an arena to start from scratch and to see how much you can do from or by yourself. I feel like this pile is not about easy wins as well, and it's like an energy of I specifically want to start from zero, with zero assistance, with zero help, with zero backup, whatever, for me to demonstrate to myself and to the world that it's possible to make it happen. I would not be surprised if you end up at some point writing again, like for some reason it's coming through like as an autobiography of sorts, or as if people would or are going to talk about the fact that you are self-made or that you revolutionized something and you did that by yourself. You did that by your own effort, by your own belief in your mission, okay? Because, you know, I was a little bit caught off guard with the first card being the Page of Swords, because this happens really rarely, but this is very premature energy I felt at the beginning of the reading. I was really interested to find out what's going to be happening in the next cards, like as a message, and why specifically this came through. Like I was wanting to clarify. And when I clarified the Page of Swords, I got the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of lack, of poverty, of like little to no money. This could be even debts, okay? But this pile, as I was speaking the message, like the blank slate from the beginning, talking about this energy as well with the Five of Pentacles. Something about your pile talks about no desire for cheap or small or fast wins. And it's like you were meant to basically start from something, like from the blank slate, from zero, from scratch, and transform that and show the world that it's actually possible. I don't know, it reminds me of Olympians type of energy for some reason. And I know obviously this is not about you being an Olympian, but it can have this energy, you know. There are people actually born who have this unique idea or this intricate purpose on this earth where they are meant to push the limits of something. They're meant to revolutionize a domain, you know. I was studying history of arts in school, and what I managed to see there was something similar with the art currents or the art, I don't know how you call it, I forgot. But it's definitely people were born in different generations that were challenging the status quo of what has already been perceived as art, and that made it possible for art to become, like, to evolve in different currents, in different themes, and it all became really beautiful because it was different. Like, if we were to basically follow the same rules or to follow the same progression line of one single art current, we would be really stagnant, and the art that would have been created so far would be actually quite boring, quite exhaustive, quite stale, to be honest. And this pile is about like you being born and you already being like on some sort of verge of new transformation, and the next and the next, and people are looking at this and saying like either this person is insane or this person is actually genius, and we're quite envious to admit that. But I want to say generally the circumstances in your life in which you were presented were a bit harsh with the Five of Pentacles, and with the Page of Swords, the only thing that you were left with, or the only thing that you were equipped with in this case, was your own ambition, was your own voice, was your own idea of what you want to achieve out of this whole contrast or out of this whole lack thing, you know. It's literally the case, and I've heard this from an author, I forgot her name, but yeah, it's Esther Hicks, I guess. It's like an idea of contrast where you are born or you are meant to experience something really negative out of you experiencing or you giving birth to a desire for something in the opposite spectrum. Okay, so it's as if like you are meant to, for example, go through like a painful relationship with someone, or it can be literally a painful relationship with money, for you to understand and actualize and grow into a version of what money or what a relationship is for you, or what kind of relationship you would like to have instead. Okay, it reminds me greatly of that. I cannot take credit for this idea, but it's generally something really interesting. So also this pile, as I said, it's about the journey, about the getting there, which is really exciting, you know. The only reference I can give to you, it's the reference with video games. If you can relate, then I guess that's fine. If not, then I'll give you another. Basically, when you reach that point of completion in video games where you have achieved everything and you have everything you wanted in game, it's like this end, like point of end where there is no progression in the line and you feel quite stagnant. You feel like you've lost interest in this game, and it's the point where you usually delete it. Now imagine your life being handed with everything done, like ideal relationships, ideal money, ideal like everything. There would be no point of progression in it. So it's you've taken the opposite role. You've taken the game type of role where you've taken the road from the opposites. And I want to say there is a lot of transformation in here also with the opinion in which people view you. I feel like you've managed to somehow grow an audience of people, or people observing you and kind of having some sort of misconceptions about you. And in the future, I feel like you're going to surprise them with what you made so far, like what was possible in the first place for you, and people are going to be in disbelief that they were actually living, where they were actually like coming in contact with you for a very long time and they didn't know who you were, you know and you quietly doing your work with age of life light. Oh my god. It's like people from this pile are going to be very dedicated, very focused, very content, very precise and confident in what they want out of life, what vision you have. And you're going to have a lot of people who not only are going to doubt, question, and not believe in what you do, but they're going to be the ones who are going to be shocked at the fact that you believed in yourself all the way through and you made it work for you, okay? Definitely something I was picking on. And it's not almost as if you wanted to impress them, but because you knew who you were all along. Yeah, it's interesting because we have the Five of Cups. It's usually a card of disappointment, but yeah, I want to clarify it still because it's a very suspicious card in this case. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. I feel like this is the case of enemies to lovers for some reason. I feel like from this group of people that you're hanging with or you've been with, you've had or you have some lovers or you have some people who caught feelings for you. This could be like friends, this could be acquaintances, but there is like this whole missing out on who you are and they misjudged you. And it's a very entangled energy with they can love you but they can judge you at the same time. They can love you, like this happens when, for example, someone has some sort of expectations from them. They hate themselves for not fulfilling it and pushing that whole agenda onto other people as well. So this can be someone who has feelings for you, but as well they also judge you because also they hate themselves. Or this could be someone who's, let's say, not so materially established, but they can have very high expectations of you and thus hate you at the same time for not meeting their imaginary expectation. This is very strange that's coming through. I feel like this person is going to fall in love again with you, or this person will catch feelings for you again once they realize who you were all along. But yeah, for some reason, maybe you're not going to care as much. What's interesting in here is like, honestly, this pile feels like you're going to go through so many transformations in life. This is relating to character development, job changes, income changes, where you're going to become unrecognizable to a lot of people. I don't know why is this coming through in this reading, but the people who were judging you are going to beg to be left back into your life, but it's gonna be too late. Okay, we've had like two major arcanas in here, which is quite interesting because it also talks about one singular person, which obviously this is about you, but it's like an energy of the potential, like your potential of who you are meant to become. Expect to go through not only transformations in the domains such as like job or money, income levels. Personal transformations are also off the chart in here of how many and how powerful they can be, but you can expect to reach a level, a point in your life where you're going to basically abandon all ties with the old friend groups, old people, old people from your life who were like acquaintances, maybe like people you knew, because you're going to step into a whole new version of yourself, which is going to reflect itself even in finances, and this is going to be and feel very enviable. But only you are going to know how much you had to endure for this to happen in the first place. I feel like this is more an energy of you being open and being like having an influx of a lot of people into your life. And quite so it was even without your permission, and in the future, or it could literally be right now, that you are above this, like you are above a lot of connections, you are above a lot of communication, or you are unreachable. Okay. Something about this pile is very shocking. Something about this pile talks about expectations, or what people thought you're going to be and what you became, being completely different versions, or them being shocked of how wrong they were. Okay, it's heavy. I hate the fact that it's a lot of energy of like people looking at you, people expecting or calculating your next move, or wanting to confirm themselves that you are one person or another, or one type of person, or a lot of second guessing. Something about this pile also, it's they don't realize, like, a lot of information coming through as they don't know who you are. Okay, I want to say your reading is not going to be as much as what people love, adore, and respect about you. And funnily enough, this is about what you are going to love, respect, and adore about yourself. And there will be a point where this whole story of people's expectations coming to an end with a death, it's not yet there, but you're going to come to a point of realization that you were so much, so much more. Like, it's going to be a shock to you, I want to say. This is a journey of also self-discovery. I want to say, oh my God, for some of you, this whole journey of self-realization is going to be so shocking. I feel like this is also self-esteem issues being impacted in here. I feel like you were looking at yourself from the lens of the people who hated you or who actually despised you for some reason. What you're going to find out, this is not yet, with the Death in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Moon, you're going to find yourself in such a situation, discovering that you were so powerful that it's going to be actually scary. And why am I saying that? It's because I see the Moon card. It's a bit, I don't know how to explain this, but it's two major arcanas being cornered, being surrounded. Okay, the Moon, it's about fogginess, it's about unclear energy, it's about the unknown, and it's about something that we clearly cannot grasp. Okay, and we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. It's like you finding out something about yourself, you finding out information or dimensions of yourself that you didn't know were there. Okay, and it's a very abrupt thing with the Death in reverse. Also, it's as if a breaking point, and I saw that somewhere. I remember reading that in someone. It's from a person who's not confident to a person who's abruptly having a god complex. Okay, it's that kind of thing. It's like that kind of, I feel like this is a transformation of sorts with yourself, or you're going to abruptly change the perspective that you have over yourself. Yeah, I feel like this is going to happen as a result of letting go of limiting beliefs, but this pile is going to detach. I feel like you are still looking at yourself from the lens of the past or from the lens of what people thought of you. Okay, and with this moon in here, Four of Pentacles I saw in reverse. Yeah, it's coming into contact with your power, with the full extent of your power. I feel like, I don't know why, the Hierophant in reverse. This is going to be a very specific message, but in your childhood, or in general, in your teenhood, childhood, whatever, in your period of formation, people saw very threatening things in you. They saw qualities that would overthrow their power, their reign over you, and they immediately shut it off. I literally feel like this is about parents for some reason. And they sought to basically diminish your confidence for the sake of them maintaining control. And again, as I was talking about the blank slate, the zero, starting from scratch type of energy, I feel like you are meant to discover the quality of confidence, and specifically in the guise or in the key of you discovering it yourself, you discovering the blocks, something that was impeding your full power. And when you're going to come to this full power, it's quite going to be scary for a lot of people. Yeah, we have the Judgment. It's going to be like a thunder in the middle of the day, or yeah, and it's going to be as clear as the sun, something like this. I've seen this energy also rarely, but with people like I remember coming or stumbling across information such as these. You like when you research or when you look up to real popular or celebrities or whatever. Yeah, with celebrities, I remember that. You think and you look at them and you think that these were confident people from the beginning. Okay, you look at the expression, like the bold expression that they have like with the public, and you think like, wow, this person is so advanced in their confidence, in their own confidence of their expression, that they are not afraid to be out there, like unapologetically, and not only be out there, but in being in that kind of energy, like, look at me, I have something to say, I have something to express, I have something on your mind, and you better listen to me. That's the energy I get from people creating stuff for the public, but I feel like also for themselves, because this is a kind of art. And you think like, these people, I guess they were like this from the moment they were born. How shocked I was to find out that these, like, when you look at them, like when you listen to their interviews about their past, about the ways in which they were treated in school, these were the people who were heavily bullied, who were like thrown into trash cans, literally broke people who were struggling financially to such a point that they literally either became homeless for a period of time, or they had to live in such conditions that were miserable. And something about this pile, it's the struggle. It could be, for some of you it could be financial, for some of you could be like so like heavy relationships, problematic relationships with your family, with like your lovers, whatever the case may be for you in here. And it's all meant to be like, all of this was meant to be thrown into the fire of your own transformation, and it really reminds me, like, this pile reminds me of that case where you are transforming and you're being revealed, like, who you are out of this pain progression. It's almost as if that metaphor of, like, diamonds are made under a lot of pressure, and also you cannot grow or evolve out of being in your comfort zone. And I'm not gonna talk about you going out of your comfort zone because I don't agree with that. I believe in passionate exposure to the world and passionate pursuit of the world out of your comfort zone, and you being naturally faced with discomfort. But in this case, it's also like talking about painful but powerful self transformations of character. And this is all already happening for you. I feel like you are not going to know that. Maybe not all of you are going to know that it's happening. You're going to experience it on an unconscious level, but I want to say you're faced with, or you're in for a lot of changes, okay? Just say it lightly. And expect that, especially for pile number 3, you're going to end up being categorized a lot. You're going to be faced with a lot of expectation, projection from other people. Don't take it personally. Realize that this is all about them and not about you. This is about their own misguided expectation, or about their own insecurities that they have with themselves. And when people have it with themselves, they push they push this kind of thing upon everyone else. So if someone is insecure about a specific subject, they're going to insult others with that same kind of subject, because they think that if they're insecure, everyone is. So expect to be, unfortunately, or you know it already, you have been faced with a lot of projection, like from people in general, but it's not yours, okay? You are meant to transcend this expectation, projection, and that's the reason why it heavily impacted you. It's for the reason of you growing outside of it and showing the world that it's possible to liberate yourself from it by living in your truth, by living in your own idea of what I want to create in my life. That's also a definition coming from the lessons you've already learned with the judgment in here and with the moon. Yeah, expect, if you haven't already had the moments where you never thought that you're going to exhibit a set of qualities that you exhibit. So if you were in your teenhood very shy, or you were like generally seen as an introvert, I would expect with this whole transformation thing to discover some very extroverted qualities that you wouldn't even suspect you had in the first place. This is also ego death, or dark nights of the soul, where you discard the previous shell of the self. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's like I wasn't expecting to talk so much about concepts such as these in the reading, talking about what people love and admire about you. And I want to say, lastly, this is more spiritual. You're going to more so see and love and admire and appreciate yourself, because the caliber of people who are going to understand what you're going through, you're going to become one of that type of caliber of people. But the general demographic, they're too blind to see what you're truly made of. So don't expect a lot of feedback, because people are too rudimentary to see subtleties such as the ones that you possess and that you're working on, okay? This kind of thing, for the untrained eye, is not going to be revealed, okay? It's not going to be apparent, but it's anyway something that you were doing by your own, like for your own self. So does it really matter? I guess not. It's only a confirmation. Like, this reading is more so a confirmation that your work and your efforts and your pain was never in vain. So that was all pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to comment below that you're pile number 3. And if you want, of course. Yeah, I really hope to see you in the future readings. Take care of yourselves. Bye.